Listen, everyone, I need you to hear me right now. There is a version of you that you haven't even met yet, a stronger you, a smarter you, a more disciplined and focused you. But you'll never meet that person if you keep living in excuses, if you keep settling for average, if you keep comparing yourself to everybody else. The best version of you is waiting, but it won't come by accident. It comes by choice, by discipline, by fight, and by refusing to quit. When you constantly compare yourself to others, you rob yourself of the opportunity to grow into your own greatness. Too many people are stuck watching someone else's journey, scrolling through their achievements and measuring their own worth against it. That mindset will always keep you stuck because you're living someone else's timeline instead of your own. You weren't created to copy another person's path. You were created with unique strengths, talents, and a story that nobody else can live. The moment you stop comparing yourself is the moment you begin to tap into what makes you powerful. Everyone's process is different. Some people find success early, others later, but that doesn't mean you're behind or unworthy. Your journey is designed for you, and the timing is part of that design. If you spend your energy focused on where someone else is, you lose the chance to build where you are. Progress isn't about outpacing others. It's about becoming better than the person you were yesterday. Think of life like a race. The runner who keeps looking left and right loses speed, balance, and focus. The runner who keeps their eyes on their own lane runs stronger and faster. The same is true for you. Every time you compare, you're slowing down your own progress. Every time you focus on your lane, you're getting closer to the best version of yourself. The truth is, what you have inside you is already enough. Your gifts, your perspective, your journey, those are the things that set you apart. When you embrace them and put your energy into building yourself instead of watching others, you unlock potential that comparison can never give you. That's where the best version of you begins. Discipline is the foundation of becoming the best version of yourself, because talent alone will never take you to the level you dream of reaching. You can have the greatest ideas, the biggest goals, and even the strongest desire, but without discipline, those things will fade away. Discipline means showing up when you don't feel like it, sticking to the plan when it gets uncomfortable, and pushing yourself to stay consistent no matter what distractions come your way. Success doesn't happen because you do something once. It happens because you commit to doing it again and again until it becomes part of who you are. The reason discipline is so powerful is because it builds habits, and habits shape your destiny. When you choose to wake up early, when you decide to work on your craft daily, when you cut out excuses and stick to the process, you are creating the person you want to become. Most people let their feelings control their actions. They work only when they feel motivated. They study only when they're in the mood. They practice only when it's convenient. The best version of you doesn't wait on motivation. The best version of you operates on discipline, because discipline doesn't care how you feel. It cares about what needs to be done. Discipline also separates the average from the exceptional. Everyone says they want success, but very few are willing to put in the hours, the sacrifice, and the consistency it demands. Discipline is the price you pay to unlock your potential. It's the daily grind, the silent work, the commitment to keep moving forward even when nobody's watching. When you master discipline, you position yourself to rise above excuses. And that's when the best version of you begins to take shape. Waiting for the perfect moment will keep you stuck forever, because there is no such thing as the perfect time to start. Too many people sit back and say they'll begin when they feel ready, when they have more money, when they get more support, or when life gets easier. The truth is, those conditions may never come, and if you keep waiting, you'll wake up years from now with regret instead of progress. The best version of you shows up when you stop waiting for outside circumstance to line up and decide to take responsibility for your own life. Taking responsibility means owning your choices, your actions, and your results. It means not blaming your environment, your family, your past, or your lack of resources. Plenty of people have started with less than you, with more obstacles than you, but they chose to take action instead of making excuses. Responsibility is the difference between someone who dreams and someone who achieves. When you decide to own your journey, you stop wasting energy pointing fingers and start putting that energy into building solutions. Every day you hesitate is a day you could have been growing, learning, or moving closer to your goals. The best version of you is not going to appear because conditions are perfect. it will appear because you chose to start where you are with what you have. You have to understand that progress comes from action, not from waiting. If you take one step today, you're already further than you were yesterday. Stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for signs. Stop waiting for someone to tell you it's your time. Your time starts when you take responsibility and act on it. And that decision belongs to you. Your only real competition is the person you were yesterday. And until you understand that, you'll always be chasing the wrong standard. Too many people waste their time trying to outshine others, trying to prove they are better than someone else. But that mindset keeps you distracted. Competing with others might give you short bursts of motivation, but it will never allow you to grow to your fullest potential. The best version of you isn't found by beating others. It's found by beating the old version of yourself, the version that settled for less, the version that made excuses, the version that avoided responsibility. When you make yourself your competition, you set a standard that is personal, realistic, and powerful. You wake up every day asking, am I better than I was yesterday? Am I stronger, smarter, more disciplined, more focused? That mindset keeps you locked in on your own lane. It forces you to measure progress not by trophies or recognition, but by growth and improvement. Over time, those small daily improvements create massive transformation. Competing with yourself also takes away the pressure of comparing your journey to others. You don't need to care how fast they're moving or what they've accomplished, because your only goal is to be one step ahead of who you were before. This kind of competition fuels long-term growth because it never ends. There will always be a new level of discipline you can reach, a higher standard of effort you can maintain, a stronger mindset you can build. The best version of you comes alive when you stay locked in on self-improvement. The race is not against your friends, your colleagues, or strangers on the internet. The race is against the old you, and every day you wake up, you get a chance to win. Growth is never born in comfort, because comfort keeps you the same while struggle forces you to change. The best version of you is shaped in the moments that test your patience, your endurance, and your willpower. When life gets hard, when challenges show up, when doors close in your face, that is when you are being stretched into the person you are capable of becoming. Struggle has a way of breaking down your weaknesses and exposing the areas you need to strengthen. Without struggle, you would never know how strong you really are. Without discomfort, you would never discover the limits you can push past. People often try to avoid pain and hardship, but what they don't realize is that those very struggles are the fuel that builds character. Every obstacle teaches you discipline. Every failure teaches you resilience. Every setback teaches you patience. These are the lessons that comfort will never teach you. It is easy to smile when everything is going right, but it is the moments when nothing is working that determine whether or not you will keep going. That decision to keep moving in the middle of the storm is what builds the best version of you. Think about the strongest individuals you know or admire. None of them became who they are because life was smooth and easy. They became who they are because they faced struggles. They fought through difficulties and they came out stronger. You cannot expect growth without pressure, just like you cannot create a diamond without intense heat. Struggle is not the enemy, it is the process. When you embrace it instead of running from it, you transform into someone wiser, tougher, and more capable than you ever imagined you could be. Choosing to thrive instead of just survive is the turning point where you start stepping into the best version of yourself. Too many people go through life simply existing, going through the motions, waking up, working, sleeping, and repeating, but never really living. Surviving means you're doing just enough to get by, but thriving means you're pushing yourself beyond the bare minimum, fully committing to your goals and refusing to settle for less than what you're capable of. The decision to thrive begins the moment you say, no more excuses, no more procrastination, no more living on autopilot. Thriving requires energy, focus, and intentional effort every single day. It's not about waiting for opportunities to come your way. It's about creating them. It's not about hoping your life gets better. It's about taking action to make it better. That choice is powerful because it shifts your mindset from being a victim of your circumstances to being the driver of your future. When you decide to thrive, you stop blaming the past. You stop waiting for the perfect chance, and you start working with what you have right now. The difference between surviving and thriving, the difference between average and extraordinary. Surviving will keep you safe, but thriving will push you to grow. Surviving is about comfort. Thriving is about challenge. Surviving is about maintaining. Thriving is about multiplying. Every day you have a choice to just get through the day or to attack the day with everything you've got. The best version of you is never found in survival mode. It is born when you decide to thrive, when you decide to put your full effort into your goals, and when you refuse to settle for anything less than your true potential. The best version of you is not something you stumble into. It's something you build every single day. It's built in the discipline, in the sacrifice, in the choices you make when nobody's watching. Stop comparing yourself to others. Stop waiting for the perfect time. Stop living in survival mode. Compete with who you were yesterday. Embrace the struggle and decide that you will thrive no matter what. Your future, your greatness, your best self, it's all in your hands. The question is, are you ready to step into it?